An update to a story we brought you first here on City News earlier this week, a report from the Chief of Police office stating that the service is already running a multi-million-dollar deficit this year. As we told you on Tuesday, the report states that the Toronto Police Service already has a $3.8 million deficit in the first quarter of 2018, and they're projecting to go $6.3 million into the red, largely because of staffing levels and overtime paid to officers handling high-profile cases like the Bruce McArthur and Sherman investigations.
This is probably the first year that we've actually reported a deficit. Usually we were very comfortable and knew that we were going to come in on budget, but given the premium pay pressures and not knowing exactly when those new officers are going to hit the street, we just wanted to be conservative and at least put the city and put our board on notice that, we are projecting, $3.8 million deficit, but the report clearly states that we are working on mitigating factors to actually help alleviate that deficit.
One way the force is looking at finding efficiencies is the new transformational task force. The promise to modernize policing in Toronto. Former Police Service Board member Shelley Carroll believes the new measures that are still being rolled out could go a long way.
We got to $1 billion and council and every taxpayer in the city said this line is growing too fast. It's outstripping the growth of the city. And so we're transforming within a static envelope. That being said, you have unforeseens. And when you're really tightly budgeting, that's why you have a variance report. Tell us how the budget's doing every 3 months. And in the very first 3 months, we've had to absorb the Sherman tragedy. We've had to absorb the huge McArthur investigation.
We heard today from the Chief Administrative Officer that he doesn't believe they've ever run a deficit. How difficult could it be for police to find efficiencies to make up for this $3 million deficit that we're already facing in the first quarter?
It might be very difficult. It might even be impossible. These are cases, the Sherman case and the McArthur case, where multiple sites are needing round-the-clock supervision, and so they may not be able to make it.
The annual police budget is $1 billion. Carroll adds it's important for the public to realize that the police budget is part of the city's larger global budget. And according to the law, the city can't run a deficit, so they're going to have to find the money some way, somehow.